Hey guys, Chris the Batman Statue Collector here. Hope everybody's doing great. This is a test stream. Some of you guys know that I haven't been live for a little while. I just got back from a European vacation and still definitely tired and jet lagged and all of that. So this won't be a very long stream. It's even got Batman versus Killer Croc Unleashed on here, so that's even wrong. So let me turn that off. Let me fix that. Let's see. So this makes way more sense. Live collecting hangout test stream. So it's showing that I have a connection that's fairly good. I am on Ethernet. I'm plugged in. But we basically, what happened basically was we have like a network spider, and the spider, communicates with all of these pucks throughout the house that help with the internet stream. And, we've had a really good success since we got the new internet provider. But we did a download, like an update on that spider, and it caused all kinds of problems. Nothing was connected. Nothing was communicating with each other. And so we didn't have time to fix it before we went to Europe. And so, we worked on it yesterday to try to figure it out. We bought a brand new spider and basically was just trying to, make it streamable again. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious as to how this looks. If it looks as sharp as normal, I'm curious if we'll have any sort of lag or freeze. Who knows? We might have to bring back the old Mr. Freeze Strikes Again. We'll see. But basically, again, this is just a test stream. But if any of you are in here that want to hang out and chat about things, this is a great opportunity to do so. And if you're watching it later, we are going to be live streaming 2 more times this week, which is why I really wanted to make sure this was working. Wednesday night, we have Rogues Gallery Live. And it's been about a month since we've had that show. So I'm really excited to have all of the guys on. And then that'll be at our normal time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then also we have the live reaction show for the Next Level event. That will be Friday night at, I believe, 7:45, I think is what I have it. We might go a little bit before that. We'll see. So again, just let me know how this looks. If things look okay, outside of my normal horrible appearance, we'll see. So let's see who's here. We got Just Watching, Brotherhood member. Thank you very much for being here. It says, yo, yo, yo. I got Eric B in the house, says, looks good. Okay, that's a good sign. My doctor once asked me to do a test stream when I had the kidney stone. Well, there you go. Want to give a shout out to Brad. Had an opportunity to hang out with him in Paris, of all places. That was so much fun to be able to hang out with him and his family just for a little while. Again, I wish it could have been longer. But it is what it is. Like we tried to connect up here and there, and it's just amazing how even when you're at the same place, it's hard to meet up. But I'm really, really thankful. We had a really great dinner and just really great conversation. Evening, Chris. How was Europe? Any surprises you did not expect? Well, I mean, our trip started with doing the Chicago area. We were there for about 2 or 3 days. I think 2 days. And I did a lot of dark night filming locations. So that was really cool for me. And that was not expected. So that was really fun. And what else? We did Disneyland Paris. We did Paris for about 4 days. And then we went to the UK via the Channel and did like the Harry Potter Wizarding World tour, which was awesome. I think my favorite part was Paris. Just being able to walk around and experience Paris. That was a lot of fun. I had been there before. I had not been to the UK. The UK was really great, though. I think my wife said it best. She's like, she never really wanted to go to London because she felt like it would be so much more like a New York or a Boston. And it did kind of have that vibe. Whereas Paris is a little bit more complicated with the language barrier and some of the, I don't know, it was just different. And it felt more out of this world to be in Paris, I think. But I definitely enjoyed London as well. I definitely was falling in love with it more the more I was there. I wish we had a couple more days. That would have been really great. Hey there, Mr. Chris. Thank you very much for being here. You and the BSC crew going to have double duty this week. Yes, we are. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to, especially the next level. I can't wait. So we'll see. Seems to work pretty well. That's great. Again, what I'm showing here is it's got like the little Wi-Fi symbol, and it's showing 2 out of the 3 bars, and it says connection is fairly good. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router, moving closer to it. And so I do have the router connected right to the Ethernet, and so again, we'll see how it goes. But I'm glad that it's at least working. So for Batman, are you hoping to see this Friday? Could color King Batman Who Laughs appear? I think absolutely. I think more than likely we're able to maybe see a little bit more Mr. Freeze and obviously Riddler. I think those are probably a shoe in, but I'm definitely excited to see what else they might surprise us with. Looks good. Picture seems really good. Okay, thank you very much. Again, I appreciate you guys weighing in. So that's a good thing. I saw that picture of you and your family on Segways. Did you see my comment that you need to watch out for? Oh, yes, I did. I did see that comment. That was really funny. So we kind of did the same thing in Paris and kind of the same thing in London. So when we first got to Paris, we wanted to do kind of like a tour just to kind of give us the lay of the land. We did the same thing when we got to the UK into London, and we did a boat tour. We did, just to kind of go down the river and see kind of where things are, like where's Buckingham Palace, where is, Big Ben, and so on. We did the Tower of London, which was really interesting with the Beefeaters. That was really neat. We saw the Tower Bridge. So we did a lot of that. But going back to your point about the Segways, we just thought it would be something different. And it was really interesting. So like this guy was really cool. We like met him on this side street, and obviously this is like his little business. And so we had to learn how to drive the Segway. And then after that, it was really interesting because we just kind of took off, and there was a really fast learning curve, but they were really fun. I had never been on a Segway before, and it was crazy because like we were at this one site, and there was this giant group of kids, and we were crossing the street, and even crossing the street can be complicated in Paris at times. It was a bad wreck. A car crashed into this motorcycle, and the guy got really hurt. So anyway, I had this giant group of kids on there's school tours everywhere there. And so I start going out in the middle of the intersection. My family had already crossed, but I got stuck behind all of these kids. And I ended up going across, kind of like going out into the street, and the light had already turned green from the other way. And so I was like literally like in traffic, like traffic was coming at me. So I tried to turn around and go back the other way. And in doing that, another car almost hits me. So I'm like trying to maneuver my way back to the side of the street. So the Segway was interesting, and man, we were going fast. Like it was crazy. Like you used the bike lanes and stuff, but it was really fun doing the Segway. Definitely had a chance to see a little bit of Paris. We ended up around the Eiffel Tower area, and that's where we stayed. We stayed over in the Eiffel Tower area, but really enjoyed Paris a lot. Good morning from Hawaii. Enjoying your vacation and catching up on your videos. Thank you very much. I think Hawaii is going to be our next larger family vacation. I think that's on the books at some point. And so I've been to Hawaii twice, and it's my favorite place I've ever been. But I hope everything's going well in Hawaii. Which of the two Venoms have you overall liked the look of? For me, the LBS. I love both. The head sculpts for sure on that one. I think obviously the LBS is a larger scale. It obviously offers a little bit more in terms of swap outs, but I like the Sideshow one a lot. I was really surprised that they were doing another one already. I just feel like they did one not too long ago. So anyway, I think they're both really good. We're going to be looking at them in further detail on Rogues. Billy Rios in the house. Hopefully Billy will be able to join us on Friday and Wednesday as well. Guess who's back again? That's right. Like I said, back in black here, back in the state of Kansas, back in the Bat Cave. Thank you very much, Bat Beast in the house. Chris, welcome back, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's good to be back home. It's definitely, culture shock. We went nonstop. It was exhausting, especially like the travel home we were like, on a plane for 13 hours. Plane got had an engine issues, and so they needed to repair that. So that was scary. And then we had to spend an extra night in Chicago, which was not expected, but that was actually okay. And made it back Sunday. No, it was Saturday. We made it back Saturday night. I have no idea what day it is anymore. So I'm just glad to be back and back on solid ground. Kenneth, hi to everyone. Thank you for being here, Ken. Appreciate it. Brad Ladner became a new member. Thank you again. I think you were already a member, I think. But thank you for becoming a new member again. Thank you very much. Can't thank you enough, my friend. I was in the UK about 22 years ago, did a summer session studying British theater when in college. Love Tower of London, those freaking huge ravens. They are so huge and their beaks were kind of scary. So I had no idea about the ravens. It was the Beefeater was talking about the ravens. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? And they're everywhere. And they just hang out. It's like, we took the full tour kind of on our own, and they were massive. I don't think I've ever seen a raven. I didn't realize ravens were big. I thought like they were the size of crows. Ravens are cool. So yeah, that was really neat. And it was really interesting to learn about the Tower of London and all of the, the public executions and beheadings and stuff that happened there, and all the diplomatic prisoners and stuff. It was really interesting. And it was just really cool to go into something that old. Wow, Brad, you finally joined. Hey, Brad's been a member before. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Sounds like a lot of fun there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Oh, when are we? Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to have to plan it, Brad, because everywhere we go, we run into each other, which I love. I would love to do Alani. I don't know if you've ever done Alani there. Is that something you've ever done with your family? It's definitely on my bucket list to stay there a night or two. I just finally canceled my King Batman Who Laughs 1/4 from XM. Got all of my money back. Ended up using a portion of that to pre-order the City of Bane Flashpoint Batman 1/4 scale from Prime One. Love its look. I love that one as well. And it's too bad about the King Batman. I did finally have a chance to watch the Rad Titan video earlier today, where they talked to Ben from XM. I thought it was a really good interview. I thought they asked good questions. I don't feel like they were softball questions. I do feel like XM kind of skirted around some things that I wish that they had kind of talked about a little bit more. But I've said all along that I'm really hopeful for XM. I really hope that they are able to pull this all around, whether it's, again, we've heard there's investors and different things. I don't know. And I had not heard about like the collectors trying to help out XM. I had not heard of that, but I had heard like companies out there trying to help them. So anyway, I just hope they're successful, because they've put out really great stuff. Like, again, the Bat Bike is one of my favorite ones I have. And I think I'm looking to get that Sean Murphy Joker too. So anyway, I feel really optimistic that some of those things are still going to come out. And so hopefully, even though you canceled it, you might be able to get it later down the road. But I do really love that Flashpoint Batman. I think it looks really great. And it's a great standalone too. You don't have to get the whole Bane setup. But again, my fingers crossed for XM. What were some of your favorite foods you ate in Paris? So we had a lot of pizza and Italian. My kids are kind of picky, so like they just wanted like noodles. My son Ledger, he likes steak, so I probably had steak 5 times. I had never had peppercorn sauce, and that was really good. I am a medium well kind of guy, and so like I've learned that if you order something medium in Paris, it's basically bloody, and if you order it at well done, you're going to get maybe medium, kind of. So I struggled with that a little bit. My son likes his stuff medium, and so he had no problem. So the weird thing is so we went to, gosh, I can't even remember what it was called. So we went to the comic book shop, and I did the video on it. And that was really neat. Really great shop. And I want to thank Brad Ladner for telling me about it. So we were there. My family didn't want to wait for me. you know, which I don't blame them. So they went a couple blocks over and they went into this place, and there was like a bar across the street, but this was like kind of like this big giant indoor food market. And I think my favorite thing that I had on the entire trip was they had this, it was just like, you can order like, it had like Asian food, and it had Mexican food, and it had Italian, it had desserts, and you went up to the individual windows. And I got me a big pint of beer, which was really delicious. And I got these vegetable dumplings, and they were super fried. I really like dumplings. And it's, around here we get like just, steamed or fried pork dumplings most of the time. But these were vegetable ones. And I just, that was my favorite thing I had the entire trip, which was weird. But I had a lot of steak. I don't know if I really tried anything like French. I'm not a real courageous guy when it comes to that. I'm trying to think. I don't know. We had some really good ones. There was a restaurant at Disneyland Paris that was really good. It was a place right near our hotel. Had like this big glass walkway around. And that was a really good steak. Really enjoyed that. Again, had a different kind of peppercorn sauce. So I kind of fell in love with the peppercorn thing. I thought it was really good. How'd you find the food in UK compared to American food? So the thing about Paris, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I feel like there's not as much seasoning in Paris. Like I feel like a lot of the food was a little bit more bland, which I don't know if that's intentional. And then they use the sauces to like spice things up. But I feel like things weren't quite as sweet there as they are in the US, and they weren't quite as flavorful. At least the things that I ordered in general. But the food in the UK, I felt like was a little bit more closer to American food. It was a little saltier. They had a lot more American places. Like we were, the area we stayed in was I'm trying to think of something Gardens. I can't think of the first name now. I'm going blank. Again, very tired, jet lagged. But Covent Gardens is where we stayed. And it's kind of like their theater district, but they have like, they have KFC and Five Guys and McDonald's. And so it was just interesting. There was a lot of American companies there that I was surprised by. But I think the food overall was really great. We went, I'm trying to think of like, we had like a couple Italian places. We had like pizza and pasta. Spaghetti bolognese. I don't know if I said that right, but had that a couple times. So I didn't really venture too far out, but again, I feel like the food was just okay. I think that living in America, I think that we have things that are way over processed and way over salty, but that's just what we're used to. And so we go over there and we're like, it's just not quite as much of a punch. But there wasn't anything bad that I had. Finally lost my V card. I don't know what V card that is, but let us know. Just watching. Thanks. Thanks for being here. Ravens are also really big and also really annoying if you're another bird. I bet so. Man, I was really surprised how big they were. So I snagged J&D Dark Knight Catwoman for $900 off of Facebook Marketplace locally over the weekend. That's fantastic. That would be one that I would consider. I'm considering the Bane, and we'll talk about it more. I just got off the phone with Matt Martin a little bit ago, and he ordered his day one. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should get that Bane from J&D? I think it looks great. Brad, we've just done Oahu, but Hawaii was literally what we were just talking about next, but no time frame. Well, I was going to say we don't have time frame either. We might be thinking next summer or the summer after that. I know, Mrs. BSC has always talked about wanting to be there for the whale season, but that's not summertime. So I don't know exactly what that would look like. I've never done Oahu. I've done Maui twice, and Maui, specifically Lahaina, which was destroyed, by space lasers or whatever the hell that was. That was my favorite place I've ever been. I love Maui, and I definitely want to do Maui and Oahu this time. Would love to do like the Jurassic Park filming locations and some of that stuff. But again, to do Alani would be a lot of fun. After doing this vacation, and Brad, you probably feel the same way. After doing this vacation, our entire family felt like we like that kind of vacation, but we also really appreciate the beach vacation. Just that, just relax and kind of go with, like, have no agenda. And that's what we do when we go down to Texas. We go to the beach for a week and just kind of hang out. There's no time frame. We just, go get snacks and drive around on golf carts, and it's just fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to Hawaii. And also we've talked about doing Japan. Japan will probably just be Mrs. BSC and I. But I really want to do Tokyo Disney. But I love the culture, and I would like to do that one too. But to get me on a plane that long again anytime soon is going to be a minute. I did not feel too great from the interview. They have over 30 statues they have to come up with. It'll take years for them to catch up. In that interview, they kept talking about how, they're not going to cancel anything and they don't want to cancel anything. I think that I agree. I think it's going to be difficult for them to do because there is so many things that they have to catch up on. And so the idea of them doing any sort of like pre-order in the next 2 or 3 years, like I can't imagine them doing it. And so, in that 2 or 3 years, could they rebuild their reputation and get customers back to feeling good again? Yes, but it's also at the worst possible time because of the way things are selling right now. So do I think that they're going to be able to offer as much as they used to? No. Do I feel like they're going to be able to charge like they used to? I don't, because I don't think people are going to pay it anymore. I could be wrong, but I feel like those hardcore collectors that everybody else is targeting, I think that they've lost a lot of trust from them. And so to casually snag the newcomer, the new collector on the block, and ask them to pay $2,000, I don't see it happening. So again, I've always tried to be optimistic. I've always tried to be positive, but it's again, I do hope that all of this works out for them, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. They have a 4 Seasons in Lanai, so I'm getting, well, there you go. I've never stayed at a 4 Seasons, but that'd be pretty fun. I've actually, that was a bucket list item for me to do shark diving. I don't know. I've got some claustrophobia issues right now since my MRI a number of years ago, but I would love to try that because that's always been something. Oh, there's Mrs. BSC right there. How's the connection? Well, you tell me. So I don't know. Like, I feel like it's still showing 2 bars. Connection is fairly good. And people have said that the picture looks pretty decent. So, I haven't frozen yet. So I feel like that's a good sign. Yeah. Rosalie, thank you very much. That was the place at Disneyland, Paris. That was really good. That I really had a good steak meal. So I really enjoyed it. Brad says, I agree that the food in the UK was overall better, but one restaurant in Paris, Les Jacobins, was truly one of the best meals I've had in all my life. Is that the one that you said had the best French onion soup? Ronan, hey, Chris, I was contemplating getting the Limit Studio Killing Joker bust. I saw your review and am torn. Would you recommend it even though they didn't stay in your collection? And so that one was given to me to review and send off. It was from another collector. And so I really loved it, but it was so big. Like it is so massive. If you have the space, I just feel like if I would have kept it, it would have overshadowed a lot of the other pieces in my collection. And so I decided that wasn't for me, even though I love the Killing Joke. And it is a great statue, but it's really big. It's really big. Bane is really nice. Again, it's $2,300 for the Bane if you get it from J&E Direct. What do you like about Europe more than the U.S.? The simple things. One thing that made me the most impressed was like water bottles. Here in the United States, you take a water bottle off and they're very conscious of recycling and, reusing. Like you very rarely can you find like metal silverware. It's all like wooden or, it's recyclable. It's biodegradable. And so there are water bottles there on anything. And when you unscrew it, it's got a little piece that it stays on. So it doesn't come completely off. You can rip it off, but it's got this thing. So like the water bottle lid, you unscrew it and you flip it over, you drink it, and then you put it back on. So just like little things like that, I was really impressed with. I love, like, I live in a little town, 50,000 people, middle of farmland, middle of the USA. And so to go to a place in Europe, whether it's Paris or London, and have the metro or the underground and all of the constant activity, all of the constant motion, that was really fun. I think I really would love to live at a place like that. I've lived here my entire life. And so like to live at a place like that for a little while, I think would be a lot of fun. I don't think long-term I would want to do that. I like the slowness and the simpleness of the life that I have. But that was a lot of fun. And, they've put so much money and effort into making that, to get to and fro easier. I like that. And that was really impressive to me. I love the history. I love the art. I love the architecture. Standing on the Paris streets and looking at each corner and just how beautiful each building was. And, how, in the United States, a lot of it's just crap, it's just crap building. It's simple. It's boring. And a place like that, you go, again, it is shocking to come back to where I live and it's so simple. It's just, there's so much to see and do in Europe. I love all the trains. I wish we had trains here that would take you from place to place. I think that's a lot of fun. It's also, you don't have to worry about the stress of driving. So I love that you can just get on a train and go across country. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed those aspects of it. But, the US is a mess right now, as most of you know. And so, to have less of that, we did see some pro-Palestine protests in the street in Paris, but there wasn't much political stuff going on, so it was just kind of nice to be away from all of that for a minute, which is great. Yes, I much prefer vacations over trips. UK and France are yeah. And I didn't really think of it as a trip. I thought it was a vacation, but it's a trip. They are trips. Disney is a trip because you're go. But just going someplace, like I've always wanted to do the Florida Keys. Never done that. Never done Miami. There's some places I would just like to visit and just go and not have an agenda. Hey, we got JWR in the house. Sup, nerds? I want to give him a shout out. I saw that actually his show is going to be at the same time as Rogues. So of course, watch Rogues. But if you have a chance to definitely check out his channel as well. I believe maybe Marcos, is that who I can't remember who you were interviewing, but definitely check out JWR's channel as well. And he's doing some great things on the channel. And sounds like he had a really fun time at a wedding this weekend. So I want to give you a shout out, JWR. Just watching says, sup. Jonathan says, what's up, Chris? Come to Sweden. I am Swedish. My wife's Swedish. We are Swedish people. And so it would be a lot of fun to do, to visit Sweden. That's definitely a place that I would love to visit. Would love to do Ireland. I think that'd be fun. The majestic moose. Moose is my favorite animal. I pre-ordered 1/3 Bane J&D Day 1. I also have the 1/3 Batman 2022 J&D, which is also awesome. That's awesome. And again, where do you guys weigh in on me getting that Bane? Do you guys think I should? I mean, my movie pieces are lower level, but I do think he would look really good next to the Joker down there. Le Jacobine had great French onion soup, best beef stew, and a truffle ravioli that was like ratatouille moment in Ratatouille. That's awesome. It's definitely one we talked about doing. We ended up at a place. Man, this place was hopping. Let me see if I can bring it up here. I took a picture of it. And it was in Paris. I mean, look at that. Look at that steak. Like that. That's that peppercorn sauce I was talking about. This one was really good. It had a potato gratin. Man, it was really good. But yeah, I had steak most everywhere I went. Let's see. Where is that place? There's Brad right there hanging out. Let's see. Saw the Crown of Thorns. That was really neat. Oh, this place right here. I don't know if it's Charter or Chartier. I'm not sure. Let's see if it'll focus on it. Oh well. Well, anyway, Chartier. So I'm assuming it's Chartier, but it was really cool. It was like this. Everything was like super cheap, and it had like good food. It was good food. So that was a neat place we stumbled upon. It's cool checking out the local toy shops wherever you guys go. Always interesting to see that everyone likes pretty much the same things. Yeah, it is. The coolest thing that I really wanted to do, and this was not my idea, I was inspired by another collector that was in France or something. But I really wanted to buy a souvenir that was Batman. And I had the idea to get a French comic book. And Brad had told me about the places over in France. Some of them were closed, unfortunately, the day we went, but the store that I toured was there. And so that was really neat. And so I really wanted to get a French book. And so I got Batman Hush, a hardcover that's in French, but it's called Batman Silent there, which I thought was really cool. So that's a souvenir I got. My dad just flew to Japan yesterday, business trip. He was not looking forward to the flight. I just do not love to fly. I like to get there as soon as humanly possible. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I will do it. You know, I will be a trooper and I will do it. And if that's the way I go, that's the way I go. But it is scary. And we flew like the day after the plane crash in India, which is horrific. And so, yeah, when they come on and say, yeah, we got 8-hour flight ahead of us, but we're going to be on the runway here for 3 more hours while they fix an engine part. It's a minor engine, but don't worry. Oh, by the way, while we're in there, we found another problem. So they fixed that too. All right, here we're getting ready to take off for 8 hours. So it was, you know, then it took forever to get off the plane. I just don't like the flying experience that long, but it is what it is. Yep, Marcos from Collector Zone. We'll be talking about StatueCon and his journey in the hobby. So yeah, definitely check out JWR's channel. Do me a favor and subscribe if you would do so. Your Vision. Hey, everyone. Chris, are you doing the Prime 1 Next Level show this Friday? Yes, we are doing the show. It'll be a Friday, and I believe we will be starting about 7:45, give or take. Maybe go a little bit earlier than that, but this is basically when we're going right here. Let me get rid of the banner, or sorry, the comment. But yeah, we are going this Friday at 7:45 Central Standard Time, June 20th, for our Next Level showcase. Not sure who's going to all be able to join us for that show, but hopefully you guys will be able to join us, because I think it'll be a lot of fun, and can't wait to see what new reveals we get. Looking forward to that. I tried Escargot, not that bad. So I didn't try Escargot while we were there, but I have on a cruise ship. And I mean, the idea of it is disgusting to me, but I actually thought they weren't bad. You know, you put enough butter on anything, it's good. Hi, my name is Chris, and I collect Batman stuff in Swedish language. That's awesome. All I know is I learned Välkommen, right? Welcome. Children of the Heavenly Father was a song that we learned in church. Let's see. Trigare Koningen Vara Angus Lila Pornoskorna. I think I'm right. Hopefully something like that. We have weird letters. Yes, I know you do have weird letters in Sweden, but I love it. When I travel for business trips, I would only go on Delta. Sometimes I had to buy my own tickets. We flew United this time. We usually fly Southwest, but you know, Southwest is kind of shooting themselves in the foot lately. And you know, we did not we did the cheapest flight, like the seats, like we were in the back of the plane. So there was that plane wobble. So it was okay. I really wanted to sleep on the plane and I just can't. I actually got a prescription for Ambien, but I never took it because they have like the dinners and the snacks and they come and ask you things. And so I just never was able to sleep. So basically, on the plane, actually in the air, 16 hours total, plus more of that, 16, 17, 18 hours with the flights from Chicago. And I didn't sleep a wink. Yeah, I am very jealous. Matt did a VIP tour and invited, he invited me as well. But I was overseas, so I missed it. But Dan got to go, and I'm really excited to talk to them about it on Rogues Gallery on Wednesday. Definitely something I'm jealous of. I can't wait to do that. I think that Disney needs to be shaken in their boots because everything I've seen about Epic Universe has been phenomenal. Next level, and Disney needs to watch out. Batman Begins 20-year anniversary yesterday. That's incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. And Batman Begins is really what started the Batman statue collector. My wife had given me a DVD of Batman Begins. I didn't even know what it was. Like, they made another Batman movie. I was so out of the Batman loop, and that much to her chagrin, restarted this hobby and this passion for me doing the Batman statue collector channel. And I'm so glad because I love the statues and I love the art, but being able to do this and chat with you guys and be part of this community, that's been the best thing for me. It's made friendships that'll go on forever, and I am so thankful for that. By the way, J&D will release Bank Robber Joker 1/3. So yeah, that basically what Matt told me, and I don't know if I realized it, but if you order Bane direct, that gives you a golden ticket basically to order the Bank Robber Joker 1/3 early. I do not like their Joker. I don't think it looks good. I think it just was one of their original sculpts. I think this one's going to be awesome. I just have a feeling they're really going to nail this one. I think they want to nail this one. And so the bank robber look is not my favorite Joker look, but I'm definitely intrigued for sure. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if you guys tune in on Wednesday, maybe you'll see a live pre-order from the Batman statue collector. It's been a while. I hate flying, Chris. My parents can barely get me to fly for like 3 hours to visit them. I've gotten better at it. Some of the anxiety that I have flying, I've gotten used to. We fly a lot, and so I've just gotten used to it. Most of our trips for like Orlando, it's like a 2-hour flight. I can handle that, but doing an 8-hour flight over water, not my favorite. Not my favorite. Martin Torres says, welcome back, Chris. Glad you and yours had a fun and safe trip. We did. I still can't believe we did it. I can't believe it's over already. When we got into Chicago a couple days ago, what was it? Saturday evening. I couldn't believe that it felt like the last time we were in Chicago, which was 2 weeks before that, felt like months and months ago. It didn't even feel like part of the same trip. So just crazy. Supposedly the dual set is bank robber and purple suit. Ooh. Well, that might have my money then. If they can improve on the sculpt, I don't know. We'll see. I've got my Prime 1 that I love. I've got the Queen Studios that I love. But having 3 might be cool. Is The Dark Knight your favorite of the trilogy? I feel like Begins is underrated AF. I probably like Begins better than Rises, but Dark Knight's my favorite. Even more so now that I got to do the filming locations in Chicago. That was really fun for me. Brad and I had that conversation at dinner. We were talking about, he asked me if it made it worse for me. And I'm like, yeah, it actually made it better. He lives in an area where they do a lot of movie filming. And you know, he wasn't as impressed with all the activity because it's constant. And so, you know, for me, it was really special, and it makes it even more so now that I was able to stand where Heath Ledger stood in the street. Like, that was really neat for me. You know, that portrayal of Joker, I still get goosebumps. It's not my favorite trilogy of all time. I think that's Back to the Future for me, but I love The Dark Knight. So Chris, how are you feeling about your Batman versus Croc statue? Still feeling the statue? Yeah. I mean, walking in here the other day, I came down here to make sure everything was okay. You know, haven't been gone a couple weeks. And I'm still in awe by it. You know, it's still a fantastic statue. Has so much presence. I'm still trying to figure out how the heck to do these middle podiums. I went to the store like Lowe's or Menards, and I was trying to like figure out like how I could build something. And I'm not finding what I want. I'm not finding what I need. And I'm just not that skilled at building something. And so, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but you know, I've got the summer to try to figure it out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Bane is sold out on their website, so you have to look with a reseller in the U.S. Oh, that's too bad. Let me head to their website real quick here. Yep, sold out. Well, that's unfortunate. It's waited too long. Maybe it's a sign that I shouldn't get it. Edition size. Trying to remember. Was it $5.99? I think. Yeah. Well, yep. Sold out there. Like mine's, Martin. I'm really interested in getting Prime 1 Arkham Knight Batman. It's old, but it's really good. It's still a fantastic statue. I bought and sold Arkham twice. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm bummed. I'm bummed. Yeah, I have actually Todd's going to send me one when they're ready. He said he's going to send me one, and I'm really I want to get one in. I mean, not only to review for you guys, but also just to kind of see if it's something that would work for this collection. I really like the look of them, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Spec Fiction does have Bane. It's just that it's more like $3,000 versus $2,300. So it sucks. You know, it's way more expensive through the other retailers. Yeah, darn it. Yep. Big Bad Toy Store has it. I'm assuming that Big Bad Toy Store is also really expensive. Yeah, 29999. So yeah, we're looking at $3,000 there. Spec Fiction, I think it was around the same price. He's got it at $2,799, so it's better at Spec. So maybe I'll do it. Yeah, edition size of $5.99. Thank you. Would you ever want to fly first class? Yeah, 100%. I was so jealous of the people that got to have those like little booths where they could sleep in. Yeah. I would love to, but it was expensive. Like, especially flying the four of us, you know, it was like another $2,000 a piece to upgrade to the next level of seats. It's expensive. No problem. Yeah, it's there is definitely a price hike. Yes. So I might be able to get one this weekend, possibly if Finch has time. I've also done 4 pieces of art through CGC. Finch had a special deal through CGC, so I signed up for 4 pieces. I did a Joker holding a Joker fish, pointing a Joker fish gun. I did a Calendar Man. I did Talon, and I also did a big full-size Bane. So I spent a lot of money on Finch. Big surprise. So those pieces will be coming in the Batcave hopefully sometime this summer. The one J&E piece I'm thinking about getting is that Dancer Harley from Suicide Squad. That's a good piece. I think it is good, really good. Big Bad Toy Store is $2,799. I just looked it up and it was $2,999. So I don't know. How do you think you were treated in Europe? Were people respectful, kind, and polite? Do you feel like anger or animosity from the people? I asked because of their current political climate. Never treated disrespectfully. There's not a lot of smiles. Like I feel like in France, there wasn't a lot of smiles, but people kind of kept to themselves. But everybody was kind. Everybody was pretty. It was pretty easy to communicate. Every time we saw somebody, bonjour, merci beaucoup. So just learning some simple words. Obviously there was a couple of times where things got lost in translation a little bit. Like I remember they had some sort of like braised beef, something or other, and I asked if it was like pot roast, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So like pot roast in it, that didn't translate. But I think that everybody was really kind. I didn't see any issues. It was interesting because there was a lot of like when you're an American, you hear that the French or other people don't like Americans because they're loud and boisterous. We saw way more loud and boisterous people that were local. People yelling at each other and doing this, just that it's just the way they were. And so it was interesting. But I didn't see there was no hostility or anything toward us, at all. Sorry, I think that's the Comic Con. Okay, I'll definitely check out Comic Concepts for sure. It's 10:46 p.m. in Sweden, and I gotta be up at 5 a.m. I'll see you next stream. Oh yeah, hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday, Jonathan, for Rogues. Thank you. Nice to see you, Chris. Welcome home. How's the burnout recently? Just getting away from it for a couple of weeks was nice. But I'm ready to get back to it. I'm ready to pre-order some things. I'm ready to get, the passion going again. And, sometimes it's just important to have that reset. So, I mean, burnout is real. And I think owning up to it and admitting to it is good. But, back in the saddle. I need to finally get a white rabbit from Finch since she was not able to buy one. I thought Chris would get. So that's a character I've contemplated because that is a Finch character. She's not really well received by most people. Kind of like a Playboy bunny basically. But I don't know. We'll see. I think the next one I might have him do a Hush. I already have a Hush, but he did one this last weekend that I loved. I fell in love with, and so I'm going to see if he can maybe do one just like it. And then Joe Chill. I think just worldwide political climate. There's shit's hitting the fan. Did you visit the Louvre or other art museums? Yes, we did the British Museum in London. So got to see the Rosetta Stone. That was really cool. The piece of art I really wanted to see was the waves, the Japanese waves, but that wasn't on display. That sucked. We also did see the Louvre, so we got to see the Mona Lisa, and I had been there in like 2006, and they wouldn't let you take photos back then because people had flash cameras and stuff. So that was really cool to be able to see her up close, and have my kids see some of those pieces. And then also we had the Musée d'Orsay, which I had been to both of those before. And it was fun, really crowded, really hot in there. So I didn't have as much fun this time, but to see some of those, Van Gogh paintings and things like that, that was really cool. I remember when my parents visited France, on the way to the Louvre, I remember that due to gypsies trying to steal my dad's wallet, him grabbing the girls and one dropping their pants. So, that's a big thing of, you hear in all of the subways and all of the metros and all of the transportation, they're like, beware of pickpockets. We had extra protection. I wore a money belt, and we just had things on our phones and didn't have, cash on us and things like that. So I felt very protected. I just paid with my, I stuck my phone up to everything, paid with card, and it was real easy. Even going to the subways and the metros and things like that, just, very simple. Everything's digital now. So I didn't really worry about pickpockets. I had my phone in my hand most of the time. So this is really all I carried with me. And I have like a little portable fan if I get hot. So I didn't see any of that. I'm sure it does happen, but maybe they've brought so much attention to it that maybe it happens less. Plus, my mom thought my dad lost his mind or something. Only my parents can have that type of visit. Crazy things happen. Crazy things do happen on these vacations. A lot of things are planned. A lot of things go unplanned. But sometimes, in my opinion, the things that that are surprising, that are unplanned, are some of the best parts, for sure. My voice is starting to go. I've had a weak voice since we've been back. I think I was just super dehydrated. We did about 16 to 20,000 steps a day. So we walked a ton, and I still think I'm not quite back to where I was. So I'm going to rest up the next couple of days, but I'll be back for Rogues. Again, thank you for helping me out with this test stream. Again, hopefully it looked and it sounded okay. And we'll be back Wednesday for Rogues, 7 p.m. and then Friday at 7:45 for the live reaction show for Prime One Studio Next Level. It's always one of our biggest shows of the year. And I thank you guys so very much for choosing us. There's a lot of choices. You can hang out with other YouTube shows, but thank you for choosing us and believing in the Rogues. So it's awesome. Man, this was a great little chat with you this afternoon. Yeah, it was awesome to chat with you as well. And again, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Hopefully you have a great work week. And we'll see you on Wednesday for Rogues Gallery, guys. Thanks for helping me out today. I appreciate it. I'm going to go take a nap. Bye, everybody.